love can be like many things. It can be scary to jump into because you're taking a leap. Love can also be very healing. For us, when we surrender the ego, as we are operating in Malakuf, this three-dimensional realm, we embody our higher selves to embody love, to understand everything and understand our roles and everyone else's role in our life that we encounter. And most of these people that we encounter, especially get into relationships with, even marriages, are individuals that had their roles as we have our roles in their lives in past lives. So understanding a situation that you had gone through, rather it's relationship, marriage related, and not perceiving that from the eyes of God, then you are understanding that purpose. By understanding, it leads to love and it leads to healing. Most of us want to heal but don't know how to, because we continue to be a victim. We continue to keep perceiving the pain and feel that pain and hurt instead of observing it. So when you are looking from your higher self, as you surrender the ego, because the ego keeps perceiving things in a negative way, and pain and desire, you desire to get away, you desire to heal. But as you embody your higher self, you're letting go of the desires. You're just being and you're observing. And as you're understanding that while embodying love, as God is love, you're understanding things, you are observing it, and then you're starting to dig deeper and emphasizing more and more of what these experiences meant and why they're there. And then the more you're observing, as you are being present and being aware of your body and your breathing, you're understanding everything so much from the eyes of God. So as we are understanding so much more, then it leads to so much healing. And so we're releasing so much desire, and we're releasing these desires, which opens up our heart even more. So you're vibrating more and more in that frequency of love, which means you're becoming more closer and closer to God, which I personally find it is important to let God in your heart and any ascended master that you mainly work with, which is very encapsulating for your healing and your spiritual growth. There's a lot of people who walk the spiritual path, but they don't have any of these ascended masters in their heart, especially Yeshua. So I feel like, having one of them in your heart can be encapsulated to your spiritual growth and understanding your role here. So you're not allowing the ruler of this realm, Satan, to lead you somewhere else. Now, operating in Malakuf, aka this earth realm, where Satan rules, aka the ego self, you have to operate from the heart of God, but also having that balance. See, this realm is full of lessons. The ego self, the ruler, aka Satan, is just a lesson. So we don't want to destroy Satan, aka the ego. We want to work with it by understanding it. By understanding it, then we have more control. So we're not trying to gain control by force, but we can gain control by understanding ourselves and the ego self. And so as we do that, it's another way to embody the higher self, so we can operate in this world in a higher frequency, so we can elevate from Satan, the lower self, to Lucifer, the higher self, and embody that title, Lucifer. So a lot of people had shunned Lucifer and the meaning of it, and the Luciferian path, especially those within the spiritual path. But luckily, a lot of people understand within those communities that what Lucifer truly represents and what truly mean, in our purpose, our missions, life, when it comes to spiritual growth. So you can't really have that spiritual growth if you're just gonna keep saying Lucifer is bad and this and that. How are you gonna grow? How are you gonna walk the spiritual path when you keep perceiving Lucifer as the bad guy? Well, Lucifer is you, the higher self. And so when people continue to judge that, then they are operating from their lower self. So if you truly are operating for your higher self, then you will actually allow yourself to understand the Luciferian path. Then you understand your spiritual path. So this is why I personally call Luciferian path the spiritual path. That's why I see Luciferianism as spirituality, because we're constantly growing. We want to grow, we want to learn. we invite this world, we invite darkness, because we're not gonna like allow it to create illusions, make us run away from it. We're seeing past those illusions so we can understand darkness. So the darkness that's around us in our world is something that's within us. A lot of things that we fear, a lot of people are manifesting. Like so much low vibrations because of this Mercury retrograde, and now we're in a Saturn retrograde, and so like so much things are creating on and on and on, like a chain reaction. Like these shootings. So people are constantly feeding the fear, which is unbalancing your root chakra. You have to balance that so you can understand that too. So I'm helping you understand it now as I speak. You're understanding that fear. So you can balance your root chakra so you can feel secure. You can balance the root chakra, which in the tree of life, it corresponds to the first Sephiroth, which is Malkuth. So balancing that can help you elevate up your chakras. So you're elevating up their Sephiroths through your spiritual awakening as you're balancing all your chakras and the other purposes of these Sephiroths, so you can understand yourself as Lucifer. So you're going back to heaven, sitting on that throne next to God in the fifth dimension. Must I say, I'm actually invoking Archangel Chamuel, because Archangel Chamuel wanted to speak to me about this when it comes to love and understanding yourself. It is important to work on your chakra as much as you can. It's not just like a one-time thing. So I'm gonna say for my higher self, you know, I love you guys because everybody is a lesson, not just certain things that we go through in life, because we're all in this together. Just that, you know, we perceive so much from the lower self that we separate ourselves, not understanding that we're all connected and there's a role in each other's lives. So, you know, if something happens, you flip out at somebody or anything, don't be angry about yourself about it. Obviously, face your faults, admit you were wrong, and then move on. You know, forgive yourself, work on forgiving others, because it can lead to that healing also, and that understanding of the situations and why it happened. So, you know what you have to do is to vibrate in that frequency of love as you're being present, because when you're doing that, then you can see that heaven is right in front of you. It's not like that ongoing cycle that these agents that infiltrate the New Age circle, that oh, you have to like bring heaven, or you have to create it, we're almost there, getting closer, keep going, and then 5 years later they're saying the same thing. It's already there, you just have to vibrate on that. We're vibrating in hell, we're experiencing hell, so we need to vibrate on heaven now. So if you're just constantly vibrating from the lower self, then you're in hell. So if you're allowing yourself to constantly vibrate in the higher self, you're in heaven. You're back at embodying the title Lucifer. You're back on the throne next to God, instead of, you know, arguing with God about, oh, I don't want to bow to others, I don't want to serve others. Being in service to others and being happy about that and allowing God in your heart means that you are embodying the Lucifer title. So you can say Lucifer is bad, it's not all you want, but yet you are Lucifer. So why are you looking down on yourself? These entities are reflections of ourselves. So if you dislike something about him, then there's something about you that you dislike. Think about that. So this is my message about love and understanding and elevating spiritually for the lower self, the higher self, with the invocation of Archangel Chamuel. Thank you guys, and take care of yourselves. And you know, it is a lot of work to self-reflect on a lot of things, and you try to understand that situations that's going on in this world, then don't be pulled into that realm, because it's better to vibrate higher and not worry about that, and release all the desires, so won't keep you in that loop. Because when you're vibrating on your higher self, then you're going to start to learn and understand things a lot more in yourself. So no rush, take your time with this. All right, peace.